Well, just there you can see Ben Nevis, and with the clouds hovering above it. My first thought when I see that is, wow, that's a big mountain. And to think that we'll be taking the cross up there tomorrow is an amazing thought. But then it leaves me with excitement, if I'm being honest. We're really looking forward to getting there, and there's a change in the weather taking place now. And we're going to experience times like this when we're going to Ben Nevis tomorrow. I mean, I even have to ask myself, why are we carrying the cross up a mountain? But mountains had something, they meant something to Jesus when he went off to pray. He went to the mountain, he did a lot of his preaching and teaching on the mountains. He took the apostles to the mountains, the transfiguration on the mountain. Mountains were such a great big part of the life of Jesus. And if it doesn't make a difference to anybody else climbing up this mountain, I know it's going to make a difference to me. What I'm going to find going up there, I got no idea. But looking at it, I mean, it's not going to be any easy task. I think, first of all, I thought this was going to be not too far. It's not going to be too bad because there's nothing like what we've done before. But I think having walked up Snowdon and Scaffold Pike, this is going to be some undertaking. And it's going to be a real struggle getting up there. I can see that a lot of the paths are quite steep. The cross isn't going to be easy to angle around, and I just think that there's going to be a couple of falls. And I was just reading on the board there about being prepared for this kind of thing, because it's often in Arctic conditions. And Jesus came prepared as well for what he was going to do. And yet in the garden, if you remember, he said that if there was any way that the cup could be taken away, that his Father would take it away from him. But not my will, Father. I'm willing to go forward in your will. And that's what we're doing. We're going forward in the will of the Lord and just trusting and praying that Jesus will make a difference to the lives of people that we meet, because we're going to meet people on the way. And the cross is going to be an unusual sight to see on Ben Nevis as we go to this mountain in Great Britain. It even seems surreal to say it, but it's all for Jesus, and that's why we're doing it, just for Jesus. The first part of Ben Nevis, and it's been absolutely terrible. Just trying to get over all of these rocks is really, really hard work, and there's no way we're going to get up there pulling it. So we've just emptied the bag as much as possible, and Lathan's put it in his bag, and the only way we're going to get up there is by carrying it. So I'm going to have to put it on my shoulder. I just walked a little way with it, giving it a little try, and that's the only way we're just going to get up there. So I got to say that this is going to be one strenuous thing. I can't say I'm doubting that we're going to get there. We'll get there, but it's going to be a lot more difficult than I anticipated. And of course, we didn't get up here because of the weather. We didn't get up to see what the paths were like. So I'm not looking forward to the rest of the day. It's going to be one long day, really long day. It's going to be a long day, Leith. It really is dire. And it's not very good when you see 8-year-olds passing you, and you just think, am I going to get to the top? And having to carry the cross, having to watch the ice, the snow. When I'm coming up to a big step, the crossbar of the cross hits the step, so I can't get to the step. It's very different from walking, and strenuous. I mean, I don't know whether we're going to get to the top, but you just got to keep going and pushing and see if God allows us to get to the top. I don't even want to think about coming down yet, dear me, because it's so difficult. It really is unbelievable. So it's going to be a long day. We don't know how long we're going to be up here, but it's going to be definitely longer than we anticipated. Going back about 10 years ago, I was asked a question by a friend of mine what my vision for the future was. And my answer to him was words similar to this is, all I can say is that God's given me in my mind a picture of 3 mountains. But I've never been able to pinpoint what those 3 mountains meant. So many mountains in your life. And for me, I think, and maybe it's because it's something to do with my past, everything seems to be a mountain, some that you have to keep climbing over. There's always some great effort to get through it. Why that is, I don't know, and I'd love to know what those 3 mountains really signified, but they just seem to be something I keep chasing after. 3 mountains, let's go for the mountains. But I don't even know what the mountain is. They don't seem to get rubbed out, they don't seem to disappear. They always seem to be there. So I meet mountains in my life, you'll meet mountains in your life, and Jesus met many mountains in his life. He spent a lot of time on the mountains. Three zigzags, and then hopefully we'll be on a bit of flat at the top to finish off. And I hope that we'll have enough time to do that, leaving us enough time to get down. It's a shame to come all this way and not be able to finish off. So I'm really hoping that we can get up there. Well, I gotta say, if I'm being honest, I'm struggling to think anything positive at the moment. Well, the only thing I keep thinking is you're going up there whether you like it or not, but it's so hard. I'm really struggling and thinking, what am I doing? You gotta stop for everything and take 10 steps, stop. It's just so difficult to get up there. I'm just struggling at the moment to see that there's something positive going to come out of this. Well, we're at the top at last. It's been a really long day, much longer than we anticipated, because we couldn't come and check this mountain out. But I can say the number of climbers that have said that you've been blessed by the weather today, and I mean, they convinced me that that is so true. Not that I really need convincing, because I mean, when we looked up here yesterday, when we were down on the ground, it was well, it looked pretty dismal, and even the weather report was bad as well. But I was told that today is one of the best days they've had this year for climbing, and indeed for a long time. That's what they've said, and it's a day that we've been really blessed. But we're absolutely shattered. I can't even think about walking down at the moment. My legs are killing me. Lathan's legs are killing him, and you can see well, we're on the summit, and it's going to take another 20 minutes to get to the top. But that's 40 minutes, and that's precious minutes now, because it's going to be getting dark in 3 to 4 hours time, and it's taken us 8 hours to get this far. So we really do need to be careful now and get down as soon as possible. So it's going to be a cup of tea, and we're on our way back down again, and we got no idea how long it's going to take us to get down, but the spirits are quite high anyway, because we've done it for Jesus. That's really the important message that we're giving to people. I mean, I'm touched by one lady that we met at the bottom. She said, "I don't believe," and when we met her about an hour ago, she came down, she said, "You are blessed, you are blessed. Thank you, you're an inspiration." When people say that, when they're touched just by the sight of the cross, not by any words that we've said, I mean, that's what it's all about. Though we want to say words, and we've said many words to some of the climbers, some don't want to know. Fair enough, some do, and we're just planting those seeds, and it's touching us too. And I know that this is a work of the Lord that Jesus has called us to do. It's a privilege to go through suffering, and just a little bit of suffering, a little bit of pain on his behalf. Nothing compared, absolutely nothing compared to what he went through for us on the cross.